Hey guys, this is Blake from Blake's Sanctum, retro site for retro games. Subscribe.
Alright, so now I think I'll show you the Dominion War mod. This one is pretty hyperactive compared to the regular Fleet Ops mods, so let's get it started up. Here we go. Look at this. And they've changed the music, which is a nice touch as well. And as well as obviously the title screen. And this mod is pretty crazy. It's got all the sort of regular factions plus extra new factions, it once again, like the other mod, the Roots mod, it rebalances everything. All the ships are changed, and in this one you've got hero units, just like in Armada 3. You can actually build hero units. So now we've got, it's just crazy. We've got the original factions, plus the Cardassians, plus the Breen. Yes, the Breen are their own separate faction. Or you can play as the Federation or the Dominion Alliance, which basically combines their three respective races, so that you can actually access all their ships and stations as one faction. So you can just have some utterly crazy levels. I don't know how the AI would handle that. It'll be interesting to see how the AI handles three different races, buildings, all in the one. It must be absolute chaos. I haven't tried it, but and of course the Borg stay on their own because they're not part of these alliances. But at least they're still in the mod and in the game. So we'll just go as let's do Breen. I've got a save game for the Cardassians to show you guys. Well, let's be different and do Breen, and we'll go Cardassians, Dominion, Federation, and give me that, everything to off, and here we go. Nice loading screen. Into this we got new custom leaders, of course. Thotgor, you got his personal battleship, troop transport ship, energy dampening turret. A turret with the energy dampening weapon? Oh man, that's crazy. And look, you get sonar support. That's interesting. You would have thought that would have gone with the Dominion, but hey, whatever. That's pretty cool. Wow. Alright. I might go with this one. So look at this. I mean, it's not like the Breen were in the original Armada 2, so they've had to, fans have had to put together stuff. And we've never seen Breen stations in the TV show. At least I'm pretty darn sure we never have in any of the series. So it's all had to be invented by fans, which is fascinating. And because I'm afraid I haven't experimented with this race, so I don't know how they work. Builder. So that's a building ship. Okay, good. Look at all this stuff. What is all this? So we got the standard outpost. That's fine. And resource dock, that sounds like something we'll want here. Also in the Dominion War mod, they like to give you a lot of starting ships. They just cover you in them, which is almost slightly overwhelming, but you just listen to those lovely Breen sounds. Isn't it great? And so this game really supports fast expansion. Although I don't know what to do with all these bloody constructor ships. It's a bit ridiculous, isn't it? But so what else have we got here? Standard construction yard to get some Breen ships. Let's do that. And they also give you a lot of resources at the start, so you can actually get some of these buildings up very quickly. A phaser array, a sensor station, advanced construction yard to get the big stuff and the hero units probably. System improvements, another research lab. What are these buildings? A cargo bay. Processes supplies. Oh right, the red resource, so you'd want that, yep. Deep space sensor station. Warp in heroes. Thought Gore. Well, let's do that. And of course we've only ever seen sort of one, Breen ship, so they've had to come up with all these variations of that one ship design as well. Someone must really frickin' love the Breen to put in this kind of effort. Now look at this stuff. This is friggin' crazy, okay? So every race in the Dominion War mod gets 2 to 3 super battle stations, way more powerful than your starting outpost. So, I mean, look at that. I mean, this thing has upgrades, of course, but it's 230. This thing, 665 defensive value. Are you friggin' kidding me? We've got an energy dampening array, which is presumably by choosing that leader has given that to us. So let's just put that out there because I'm curious about that. I still got... Oh, what's this? This is the scout. What's that? Intelligence. Pings all cloaked units on your mini-map. That's pretty handy because it's just a scout that has that ability. Now, you're in the traffic jam. What was I going to look at? The last thing. What's this? A dreadnaught yard. The Rekin dreadnaught. God knows what that is. Some kind of fan-made super Breen dreadnaught. I can only imagine. So it looks like these guys only get one type of battle station, whereas some of the other races, I've seen them get up to 3. It's quite remarkable. There's just so much stuff here. This is quite remarkable for, once again, a race that we've hardly seen any of in the TV show. But so this is my energy dampening array. So does it have a special ability? That's the question. Or have they just put a fancy name onto a turret that just shoots regular fire? That is the question that ponders thee. But nevertheless, let's have a look at that shipyard, the regular shipyard. Look at all these variations of the Breen ships we know. Very clever. Presumably, some of these ships have very nice special abilities as well. But how about I load up my save game I prepared earlier, where I was playing as the Cardassians to see how the Cardassians in this compare to the ones in the Roots mod. Oh, I like how he's got custom backgrounds for some of the different menu options as well. That's really cool. Very nice. Oh, look at that one. Look at that. That's Voyager getting chased by Borg cubes. Beautiful fan artwork they're using for this stuff. Very nice. Oh, look at this. Look at this. It's all happening here. There's a big Breen strike force here. Have I got some big ships? No, I haven't allocated numbers to my command groups. Wasn't that good of me to not do that? But I've got some dreadnaughts here. Quite powerful. Look at that. Hear that? Goldacart. So that is a Goldacart hero unit, which as you can see is stronger than the regular Utat. Look at that. Their weapons are so powerful. And I'm sure you guys have recognised this. A beautiful Deep Space Nine battle station, or of course Terra Nor. 665, it's got that super defense. Oh, hello. So there's a bit of mayhem going on around here. How about I grab you guys? Oh, give you control group 1. And I think I got a... Is that a Keldon? That's a Keldon. And that's a Gala. Look at that. People are just mopping up here. You cannot get me, Breen scum. So the starting outpost is like that sort of half version of the Nor station, which I've seen used in Armada 3 as well. Nice design. And interestingly, there are the Cardassians are one of the races that get 3 battleships. Like if I go to their thing here, there's just so much stuff here. It's bloody ridiculous. Construction yard. Let me see. Engineering lab. We've got a standard defensive turret, sensor station, and construction yard for the big ships. Systems upgrade lab. Cargo bay for processing supplies. We've got this deep space sensor that brings in Goldacart. And we've got hyperspace sensor array, research station, and then we get the starbase. So we've got this starbase here, Monac space station. I think it's that one there. And then we got, of course, the Terragnor station, and then we got this other one, Obsidian operations station, which I think I built over here. The only criticism I have, only one, is that you can see that I think different people have designed the stations, like you know, they just don't look similar, which, you know, bothers me a wee bit, but and they can tell they're different designs to the ones used in the Roots mod as well. But nevertheless, it's a minor thing. I think they look pretty cool still. So, if you just want to have the most ridiculous, out of control Armada Fleet Ops games, I think this mod is the way to go, because you've got lots of races, you're given tons of resources, tons of giant battle stations, tons of giant ships to use, and you can just absolutely go bananas and have some really cool games. I think they've changed the nebula textures as well, because they look different. And yeah, it's just, look at this, the Breen are kicking all kinds of ass here. So of course we can see what they look like a bit later from when I showed you guys earlier. Look at that, they've got lots of ships and stations busily doing things. And up here, who's up here? We've got the Romulans. Yeah, pretty sure it's the Romulans. Because as you can see, they've even changed a lot of the station graphics of the Romulans too, so it's interesting how they've gone with custom graphics for a lot of stuff. And what about down here? Federation! Yep, they've changed the graphics for a lot of their stuff too, which is interesting. And you can't see it here, but I'll show you in a sec. They get a number of different star bases, and they get those super big, you know, they get the regular base for the outpost, but they get the big super space dock star bases for other ships. And look at that! Look at that, we've got the Prometheus. That guy who's been commenting on my videos lately and you wanted to see the Prometheus, well guess what? Now you've got it, mate. Look at that. This game has the Prometheus. I have no idea whether it has the multi-vector assault mode. Probably not, because it's too hard to make, but hey, at least it's in the game. That's very cool. And once again, I think these are different ship models to the default Armada Fleet Ops ones. They just, yeah, they look different. So, you know, this is a freaking cool mod, guys. Like, I'm really looking forward to having some LAN party games with my mates. You know, just to really, you know, see all the little bits and pieces of what this mod is made out of. But, yeah, so I'm looking here. So what's this? That is interesting. You can cloak that ship. Huh. But once again, like the Roots mod, I think they've dumbed down on the special abilities. Maybe it's because these are sort of purist Trek fans who weren't through it about how Armada gives all these Trek ships all these strange special abilities you never saw in the show. You know, it could be relating to that there's not many, but there are still some. I know there are still some. But, you know, and these, I think it also could be the problem that I haven't researched them for all these different stations that, you know, some of these ones are research stations that give you access to all sorts of crazy things. Like, look at this, see? Yeah, so you do get special abilities for each of the races, you just got to research them. So, let's do the Federation very quickly. Oh, look at this. You get to choose between Picard and Cisco. So you get the Enterprise E, presumably the Picard hero unit. And of course Cisco, you probably get a nice Defiant. And you get the Lakota, which is interesting. That's the ship was Admiral Halsey or whatever, the rebellion ship that the Defiant took on in that wonderful episode where they thought they were changelings on Earth. But of course we're going to go for Picard and Enterprise E. I mean, come on. Oh, here we go. So look at this. They get two variations of the ginormous space stock that we know and love from the show. And ironically, look at that. This must be part of the whole Dominion War thing. They can build Deep Space Nine. 800 defense! It's even bloody stronger. You gotta be kidding me. Good lord. Oh, look at that. You wait till the enemy comes near this thing. This is going to be hilarious.
That is a logical request.
Oh, it's very logical, my friend. Very logical.
Complete.
Oh, warp in heroes. Captain Picard and Commander Worf. Sounds good to me.
Station construction commencing.
Oh, look at that. Your scout ship is a runabout this time round. Instead of that other, they usually in Armada Fleet Ops it uses the ship from Insurrection that Data was flying around in. I like it. They got Dominion War music as well. Oh my god! Look at this thing. Look at it. Ooh, here we go. Here are our hero units, guys. You can only have one hero, so you got to choose between Picard or Worf on the Defiant. Well, we'll go for the Enterprise, of course. Go here. Next to our ginormous friggin' space dock. Oh my god.
Station construction commencing.
Oh my god. I just can't even deal with that. I can't wait for someone to come near this base and get blown to bits by this thing. Please, someone come along. Oh, and there's the Enterprise. This is getting better by the minute. I just can't believe how big that thing is. It fills up so much of the screen. So, what kind of power you got? He's not that strong, actually. He's not that strong. So maybe the Federation don't get a dreadnought. I don't know. I just don't know. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, here we go. I can afford the other giant starbase.
A prudent course of action.
What is this thing? It's like a variation of the
Station construction.
This will be fascinating to see.
Station.
Meanwhile, over at the Breen base, Federation is launching a big. The other Federation players launching a big Ambassador class attack. Fascinating. Oh, it's been built. Oh my god.
Complete.
Actually, that looks more like the station we know. Because you can see the other one. I don't know, they both look like very... I can't tell which one's the accurate one out of the two of them, but they're both obviously variations of the starbase we know and love. I think this one's not it, because it's got a weird top. The other one looks more like the top we know. But either way, they are beautiful and they are super powerful. And I really hope someone comes near this thing while I'm doing this video. So, let's show you what kind of ships the Federation get in this mod. So look at that. Very nice. Got an Ambassador. They got a huge range of ships. It's quite remarkable. And then you go over to the big one. Oh my god. Luna, Defiant, Sovereign, Galaxy class, good to see the Galaxy backs, Nebula, variant, another Nebula variant, all the different Nebula. Ooh, is someone coming near the starbase? Oh please, please come near the starbase. Oh, here we go. How ironic, it's the Federation closing in on me. Whoa! That's ridiculous! The absolute onslaught of quantum torpedoes, photon torpedoes, and phasers coming out of that. Oh my god. Oh. Wow. I love it. So clearly the Federation's strength, judging by the look of the ships they can build, is more in defense. Like they can build these amazing stations, and I don't think there's a construction limit on them either, but their ships are not as strong as the other factions. They don't get that big dreadnought as far as I can tell, but then again, I need to play with them more. They might have buildings that can summon in other units, like in regular Armada, like the Starfleet headquarters. Yep, here we go, they've got Starfleet Command. So that might be able to bring in maybe the Descent class or something still. So it'll be interesting to see if they do get a dreadnought. Oh, meanwhile, now here come the Breen.
Enemy engaged.
Yeah, you run. Ridiculous. Well, this is interesting. Mothball Yard allows you to build NX class ships and Constitution class. That's awesome. So you can get the old Star Trek ships, just for fun. Oh my god, there's 3 races going at it here. 3 factions. Look at all this. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Starfleet Command gives you the Excalibur class. Interesting. Or... Ooh. There you go. So that's how you get the Prometheus. Interesting. I wonder if these sort of have dreadnaught strength, and then it looks like you probably got your regular up to 3 Federation vessels. That's just like in regular Armada fleet ops. Let's try have a go at some of these ships, eh? Oh my god, look at the size of that thing! Oh, I know this. This is the Excalibur from Armada 3 as well. Once again, this same design. That is absolutely fascinating. But its abilities are terrible. Must be... maybe it's that a version of the long-distance torpedo ship. Yep, this is the torpedo ship. It's a variation of the torpedo ship from the regular Armada Fleet Ops mod. Rebel Federation scum. Pretty cool how the starbases can bring in some pretty cool ships too. It's nice. Oh, my Prometheus has arrived. Even that's, yeah, still, so it doesn't look like we get dreadnaughts for the Federation. Or if they are here, I haven't found them, which is entirely possible.
Give the word.
Oh my god, it does have multi-vector assault mode. You gotta be freaking kidding me. Woo! It does do it!
Station complete.
Now there's 3 controllable ships. That is hilarious. Well, this seems like a nice way to end the Federation test. A split up Prometheus, a Sovereign with Picard on it, the Enterprise E, and whatever that interesting torpedo ship is using the Excelsior, the Excalibur design that we know from Armada 3. And God knows where they got that design from. Wow. Very nice. Right, now, this game also gives the Romulans the Scimitar, so why don't we have a quick peek at that? Actually, just before I show you the Romulans, I decided to have another quick game on a different map. Still can't find that mystery dreadnaught, sadly, but I did build a couple of the ships just to have a closer look at them. So we've got a lovely Defiant and a Galaxy class here. Got our Picard Sovereign and a regular Sovereign, but look what I built here. I couldn't resist building a good old Constitution class refit. Ugh! And a Deep Space Nine station, so that's an interesting match, isn't it? Isn't she gorgeous? Go to camera mode so we can get a bit of a better view of her. Aww. So much nostalgic goodness in that model. Very nice. Surrounded by star bases. And look at her next to the Sovereign. Very nice. Anyway, onto the Romulans. Here we go. So, as we noticed before, the Romulans seem to get different textures on their buildings compared to regular Armada fleet ops, which is interesting, but look at this. And this is Shinzon. And I just talked over his voice, didn't I?
Wait. I'll erase bread for more.
So he'll deliver lots of different lines from Nemesis. I reckon this Scimitar model looks nicer than the one in the Roots mod, I think. Looks good, doesn't it? And how powerful is it? It's powerful. Oh, nice. Very nice, isn't it? Very nice. I kind of want to see it in action.
What is it? Prepare for a lateral run.
Yeah, you get all lateral on their asses.
Act now.
Oh, here's someone to hurt. Yeah, look at this.
We have engaged the enemy.
Oh, wow. Look at all those little birds of prey. They're gonna peck me to death, aren't they? That's hilarious. They're pecking me to death. Fuck the ship. That went well. They can still see me. Run like hell.
Divert all power to the engines.
We cannot, Commander.
Boom. Well, I think that's it for the Dominion War mod. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. As you can see, it's one of my favourites, why I've devoted so much time to it. But there's a couple of others I might want to show you guys, I think. Okay, so one of the last mods I want to show you guys is the Federation Dawn mod. Now this one is really complicated. It massively changes Armada Fleet Ops into something else. It's really cool. So this mod is almost converts it into an Age of Empires like game where you've got different eras of technology. So you start your game and you've got like NX era sort of ships and early Federation ships, and then once, I think it's either a time limit or a certain tech thing, I think it might be a time limit. Once a certain timer ticks over, all factions gain access to the next era, and so then you go to the Kirk era and you're getting Constitution class starships. And then of course you'll end up going to maybe an in-between era, I don't know yet because I haven't tried, but an in-between era where you might have the Ambassador class ship and all that kind of stuff between the Kirk and the next gen era. Then you'll get the next gen era and the sort of the final, maybe latter next gen era where you've got, you know, sovereigns and all that sort of stuff. So this person basically had to create, you know, multiple era ships for multiple factions. It's quite remarkable the work they put in. So like if I go here and here, I'll go as the Federation. Got Klingon. Now, because I guess probably because of this and the size of the work that'd be required, you know, we've only got 3 factions in the game. So it's, you know, those original era factions basically. It'd be probably quite difficult to construct early era versions of all the other races. Although the Birth of the Federation 2 guys have managed to do that, which is pretty cool. But of course, it's I suppose it's easier for them because they haven't got a 3D combat engine at this point in time. They just need little thumbnail pictures for all the ships. May as well ally with the other Federation player. Yeah, alright, so we'll launch this and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Foundation. So this is obviously the first era you're going into, so maybe you get one of these when you go to the next era, I'm not sure. The reason why I don't know is because you've got to play a massive game to get this, and I've been playing so many games of this lately. I'm yet, you know, sort of busy with other stuff now. I was a bit over Fleet Ops for a while, so I need to come back to this and have a big go at it. But everything has changed. I mean, look at this. You don't start with a starbase. You've just got a shipyard here that builds ships, and you've got some very basic ships. You've literally just got your constructor ship, a mining ship, and a very simple little, you know, short-range starship. And as you can see, there's the good old NX class that we know. And then we've got some other interesting designs. And you get to those other sort of designs seen from the early Kirk era, like just before the sort of the Kirk era, where you see those the round, you know, ship which we've seen in the background of various Star Trek things. So yeah, let me see. So we can build. Now this is so. You can build this building, which is almost like an early starbase, but its offensive value is very tiny. But it's basically the only thing that's going to keep you alive, you know, if someone charges into your base, because you can't really build any tough ships, even remotely, you know, useful ships. So yeah, it's pretty full on. Build a construction ship. And
Bring up local star
NC class. So yeah, it's basically a scout ship. That's all you got. So of course the computer will probably pump out the scout ships and have all these amazing scout ship battles with itself. But yeah, I mean, I saw, you know, I've read there's a long forum thread about this mod, and I saw people complaining that it took too long to get to the next eras and all that kind of stuff. So they, so I think it was quickened up a bit, or or maybe it was length, I don't know, but it is customizable. You can change that kind of stuff if you want it to be a slow game or a long game, which is pretty cool. But yeah, you get these research stations to do early Federation techs, but you can't build phaser platforms. To get, like, I couldn't even get to the NX class, even by building all these stations and researching the stuff I still couldn't get to the NX class. It looks like I need maybe even an era change just to get to that or something. I'm not quite sure how it works because so much is different with this mod. So I'll load a save game in an experimental one where I have played for a bit. Okay, so here we go. This is my save game where I was mucking around for a bit. As you can imagine, since this is the only thing with any weapons on it, I pretty much put two of them here to protect me. AI hasn't come near me yet. But I built I like it how the design, using very sort of original series looking kind of starbase design things for some of these buildings. I think this is the standard Federation Research Center we've seen in other mods, really. Maybe, in fact, it has been modified to look more classic era, so apologies to the person who made that. I didn't mean to insult you. You have put the effort in. Very nice. And I mean, look at this thing. I mean, oh my goodness. Very old school looking, isn't it? Other than the this thing, I think this thing is pretty much default, but maybe shrunken a bit. It seems very small. Look at that. But I kind of wish someone would come along and attack me so I could see what these things shoot out. But the enemy player's been very busy. We should see some very old stuff here. So we've got, yeah, basically, like I said, War of the Scout ships. We've got all these tiny little ships going at it, shooting each other. Old school Klingon ships, old school Romulan ships. Hey, what's this all about? They've got a friggin' space station. Where's my space station? What's going on with the Klingons? They seem to have access to cool things I don't, and I'm not pleased about that. Look at that defensive value. Oh, that's the same as my research station, that's okay. And then the other Federation player, yeah, see, he's not deploying anything I don't have, so... It's interesting. Klingons appear to have... Yeah. How the hell did they get that?
Enemy engaged.
Ooh, stuff's happening. Ooh. Oh, look at this. Stuff's happening and while I'm recording. Thank goodness for that. The Federation continues to expand as other empires try to claim the borders between them. So there are mini eras. You're not just jumping between TV shows. Wow. So this just opens up all sorts of stuff. Alright, so what have I got now? Okay, so this is all fine. Range cruiser. Does that open up the text at my display? It does! Extended warp theory. Computer cores. Great starships. Odd numbers of warp nacelles. That's interesting. What else is here? Antimatter mine. So I still can't see the damn text I want to get an NX class, but presumably it'll arrive eventually. What's that tricorder for? Oh! Does this get you the next? This is what I needed to do. Probably not even era specific. I'm not sure. Or maybe it is. The ship has changed. Look at that. It is. My construction vessel has changed to a more of original series era type. Fascinating. So what kind of stuff? Most of this stuff looks the same, except now I get a starbase. So that's why the Klingons had the friggin' station. They've already somehow got to the next era. I don't know how, but anyway, maybe that's just an advantage. They get at the starbase earlier than others in an era earlier. Fascinating. Ooh, what's this? Here we go. Long-range cruiser. Yes. I can build an NX class! My god! It's a miracle! So what does this thing require then? This starbase. Phaser technology, long-range cruiser. So there you go. Yes, there we go! We're building an NX class! Woohoo! And I also see that this thing has a upgrade, presumably upgrades it to the next era. So we'll have to try that out once the ship is built. See what that grants access to.
Starship complete.
Yep, I got more things. Yeah, here we go. Well, I was going to say it's the Constitution class, it looks like in the picture, but apparently not. Apparently it's the Asia class. I don't know what that's all about, but anyway. Lancaster. Swordfish. Oh my god. Everything's changing, people. Everything's changing. I can't keep up with it all. Deflector shield. I know we need phasers for the starbase, but apparently that hasn't come along yet. But I like how you're researching transporters and all those beginning techs. Makes you feel like every little thing you're doing here will get you the good stuff. Combat focused cruiser. Oh, that probably unlocks more ships. My goodness. So, as you can see, this person has crammed a huge amount of depth and research and entertains all your favourite eras. That is a beautiful model. I'm actually quite impressed with the detail of that model. That's gorgeous! There we go. Go to free camera mode, so we can now get a really good look at her. NX my ass. That is a modified NX class, isn't it? I remember a fan designing a in-between era NX class, and it looked like this. So that's very interesting, isn't it? Atlantis. Interesting. Wasn't what I expected then. I wasn't expecting the bottom bit. Wow. Well, there you go. So I think I could spend all day bloody playing this one. Like I said, it's a massive game, which is why I haven't got around to it. So apologies, guys, that I haven't got this wonderful save game with all this stuff to show you. But of course, it'd just be in one of the eras. So, you know, like there's so many eras clearly to play through with this thing. There's a lot to get done. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I think there's just one more thing I want to show you now. So, the last mod I want to show you guys it was actually two mods in one, sort of, in a way, even though it's made by different people, but I'm treating it as two. And that is, people have modded Armada 2 Fleet Ops to have the original Armada 2 game back in it, which I know sounds strange. Why would you mod a mod of a game to be how it originally was? But that's because Armada 2 doesn't run very well on modern systems. Even with fan patches, there's still problems. I mean, and at this point in time, as far as I know, this is the only way to play the game in HD, which is ridiculous, because Armada 1 has a fan patch that allows modern resolutions, but Armada 2 doesn't seem to. So this basically converts it back into classic mode. Now, what people would notice when playing Fleet Ops, if they've played Armada 2 before, is that the Fleet Ops modders changed the Armada 2 engine a lot, and they took out planetary colonization and mining, and they also made ships much more tanky, like in Armada 1, whereas they felt like they were made out of glass sometimes in Armada 2. So, but people who want to play Armada 2 Classic again in modern resolutions with some of the advancements of the Fleet Ops engine, then this is the way to go. So you've got the Classic mod here, which I'll start up now, and this person has nicely imported the original Armada 2 menus back into the game. Now, unfortunately, you can't access the videos. That's the only sucky thing about this, which is why I wish someone would bloody mod the original Armada 2 to have HD resolutions. But anyway, so we can go single player, and you'll get the campaign selections. So I'll go to this invasion. So here we go, here's the original Armada 2 intro, viewed within the Fleet Ops modified engine.
Captain's log, stardate 5452.
So as you can see, it's the original models,
We once again
textures.
find ourselves preparing for war, following the discovery of a Borg colony in the regular Badlands. The Badlands is an inhospitable area of space located at the far edge of the Federation. Filled with mostly uninhabitable worlds, asteroid belts and nebulas, it has no real value. So why would the Borg colonize a world there? And how did they get so deep into the Alpha Quadrant undetected? Starfleet, in desperate need of answers, has dispatched the Enterprise along with several other Federation ships to investigate this latest Borg threat.
Alrighty, so I've got the old objectives thing here. Alright, we're now playing Armada 2 within the Fleet Ops engine. So you know, obviously a lot of the old elements are just being stretched and stuff, but yeah, it's you know, I mean, I think it's as close to the original as possible. There's not too many noticeable differences between this and the original. But for that, there's another version which I'll show you in a minute. So,
All sections report. Engage.
go over here. Should be a planet I can mine up there. And get that there, please.
Course of action.
You guys go help.
Just heading. Status report.
All work
There we go.
crews report to station.
Orbital processing facility. So, you know, for Armada 2 players that miss this kind of stuff, like building mining facilities and colonizing planets and stuff to generate, you know, crew to put on your, which is basically your fleet cap, in this one. You know, for those who miss all that, you can do this again. And the mod I'm going to show you in a minute modifies this to have the original Armada 2 game, but with the high resolution Armada Fleet Ops textures, which creates for another interesting experience. There we go. He's mining his stuff there, and in the end you build a research station, and then you build a colony ship and send it out and all that fun stuff. Huh, I can already get a Defiant, isn't that nice? There you go. So now I can start pumping out mining freighters if I want.
Station complete.
Yay!
Acknowledged. A prudent course of action.
Enemy engaged. Insufficient metal.
Oh, here come the Borg. Oh, warping in. That's the other thing that's back. Of course, we didn't have warp drive. That was the other thing I didn't mention with the eras, the Federation Dawn mod. Looks like they brought back warp drive into that one, which was pretty cool.
Make it so.
Yay!
Lay in a new course.
Ah, here's our planet. Me another mining facility, thanks.
A prudent course of action.
Starship complete.
Engage.
And our colony ship is here.
Prep all systems.
Off you go.
And able.
Station construction.
Here's a warp. I missed that warp drive. Even if it did make things too easy to attack me from the other side of the map.
Has begun.
Colonization has begun. Oh, look at that animation. I'm glad they brought that across, that's nice.
Colonization was successful.
There you go, colonize the planet, and then you just have to eliminate the Borg after that. So there you go, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick demonstration of how you can play classic Armada 2 within the Armada Fleet Ops engine, thanks to this mod. If you're having problems playing the original Armada 2, then this might be the best option for you. I don't know at the moment how to access the video files, but yeah, you know, it's still better than nothing. And it will play the video animations within here, I think. I think that still works, but in this mod. It definitely works in the other one, but yeah. Let's go load the other one, shall we? Okay, so last of all, I am going to show you guys the upgraded version, which basically takes Armada 2 Classic and uses Armada Fleet Ops high-res textures. Here we go, and he's made his own menu, which is quite nice as well. So if we go into single player, should get, yep, there we go, we get the campaign screen as usual. Invasion. Ooh, nice new loading screen. Here we we go. So here's the original intro to Armada 2, but as you can see, with a much nicer quality Sovereign class ship. There's a bit glitchy, as you can see there, which is a bit sad. But, you know, it is a mod of a game. It's also lost some of those nice lighting effects. Oh, look at that. We're all about to hit each other. The moon looks way better, the dilithium moon.
Following the discovery of a Borg colony in the regular Badlands.
Ha, they've used a Jupiter texture for that gas giant.
Of space located at the far edge of the Federation, filled with mostly
Got nice fleet ops nebula effects.
Belts and nebulas, it has no real value. So why would the Borg colonize a world there? How did they get so deep into the Alpha Quadrant undetected? Starfleet, in quick need of answers, has dispatched the Enterprise along with several other Federation ships to investigate this latest Borg threat.
Very nice models compared to the other ones. So we've got our usual summary here. And what's interesting is it looks like he's changed it. The modder has changed the game in a few ways. Because look, you get some bird of prey to start with, which is pretty crazy. So we better build our mining station. Everything's in different places. It's like a hybrid of the fleet ops interface with the old Armada 2 one. He's also changed things and moved things around. We grouped some stuff there, which is interesting. And of course we've got these gorgeous high resolution models compared to the original Armada 2 ones, which is very, very nice.
All work crews report to station.
And up here,
A prudent course of action. A prudent course of action.
build me a
Proceed.
mining station worthy of Mordor. And you guys, and your bird of prey buddies,
Lay in a new course.
can all go up here and
Lay in a new course.
kick Borg ass if necessary.
Mr. LaForge, reroute all auxiliary power to the engines.
Ah, good,
Mr.
there's the
LaForge,
moon.
reroute all auxiliary power to the engines.
Sensor array, no. Research facility.
Station complete.
Oh, there it is.
Confirmed, Starfleet.
There we go.
Station construction commencing.
Very nice. Build me
Starship construction commencing.
a mining ship.
We have completed a mission objective.
Oh, there you go. There's the little cutscene thing showing that that works. There we go.
Will do.
We are the Borg.
Uh-oh.
Lower your shields and surrender your ships. We will add your biological and technological distinctiveness to our own. Your culture will adapt to service us. Resistance is futile.
That was a very scary introduction. He just flew by and said hi. Now be warned, this mod actually defaults to a high difficulty setting, and you can get overwhelmed by the Borg quite badly, but I've dialed it back because I didn't want to get blown to bits in the first 5 seconds while doing this video.
Engage.
Oh, here we go.
Station construction.
Here's my scout ship. Klingon ships aren't lasting too long either. Nice weapon effects. Nicer planet too. No, this is actually looking pretty bad still. Even though I said it, dialed back the difficulty.
Make it so.
Oh my goodness. This is just mean. Yep, that Akira's gone. Oh, come on, man. Give me a break. I'm out of here. Get back to the starbase, quick. Before we get blown to bits. Oh no, the Enterprise. So much for easy mode. I don't know what this modder has done to this to make it so much harder than it normally is, that you can even set the game to easy and yet this happens on the first mission. Can you imagine what happens later on? That's hilarious. Wow. Run back to the starbase, quick! Galaxy's gonna go up and...
Station is under attack.
I think I'm about to lose my mining operation as well. That's nice. Maybe simulating my mining operation. How mean of them.
We have completed a mission objective. Make it so.
All work crews report to station. Confirmed, Starfleet.
What are you idiots doing? Oh my god, you gotta be freaking kidding me! I set this to easy! Oh man, that's the end of mission. Picard's about to go down, which is a... wow. This is just hectic.
Enemy engaged.
When you can. Oh, come on. What has he done to this? Okay, maybe this mod isn't that ready to be played, guys. I set the game to easy and this is what happens? Like, come on. Give me a break. Wow. Oh, well, maybe, I've also heard there's some other nasty bugs in the... Oh, God. There's other nasty bugs in the campaign that cause crashes and things, so... Maybe if you want to have an Armada 2 experience with enhanced textures and graphics and all that lovely stuff, maybe this is better just for playing non-campaign games, so just playing the scenarios, the multiplayer and things like that. My God, I didn't die. They all kind of ran, which is a bit weird. What's happening there? Ah, the Ferengi are towing away my ship, that's why I'm getting a free view. Well anyway, I think I'll end the video there. I hope you guys have enjoyed all these tours of not just Fleet Ops herself, but also the amazing third-party modding scene for Armada 2 Fleet Ops. Some of these mods are still being worked on even now. Hopefully this one gets a little bit more love, and you know, so if you go to the Fleet Ops site and you think, oh, this place is dead, well no, go check out the forums and go to the modding areas and you'll see that people are still creating cool stuff. And so, you know, even many years after this mod was released for Armada 2, it has still got life in it. It's, you know, really fun, and I'm really looking forward to playing some of these third-party mods of Fleet Ops with my friends at some LAN parties, just for, you know, it's just added so much depth and different experiences into this one game. It's incredible. So if you love this kind of stuff, well then, you know, check it out, guys. Check it out. Oh, and you know, I've mentioned a few times, I strongly suggest you guys check out the Armada 3 mod. That probably creates the ultimate Star Trek RTS experience, which is why it keeps winning awards. I've done a video tour of that, which I'll have a link to on the end card, so I strongly suggest you guys check that out too. And yeah, I think that's all for now. Bye!